Invest in gold as a safe haven. Whenever the stock market is in turmoil, invest your money in gold. Now let me ask you this question. Are we currently in a turmoil? Is the stock market we're in about to crash again very soon? Is Bitcoin the new gold? Or should I actually invest in actual gold? In today's video, I would like to go through those questions. Now my name is Lukas and I'm from excelwealth.com, and as an investor, I like to share interesting topics on investing with you. And if you stay until the end, I'll even give you my best advice on gold. Well, it's true that gold as a precious metal, even as a commodity, has lived off its golden days. Even though it's also known as hard cash around the globe, and it holds its value no matter where you take it. But every once in a while, when the stock market crashes or goes through a certain correction, people feel the need to revert to this tangible asset. Now the interest around gold mounts, and its value along with the market value of the companies associated with it rises as well. And when we take a look at a gold mining company like Barrick Gold, it's usually just a phase, a temporary fluke. Now, even investors like Warren Buffett advises against letting temporary market movements guide your investment decisions. He indulged in the gold investment himself. Now, to shortly go into that, Warren Buffett bought in the second quarter of 2020 for $560 million worth of Barrick Gold stocks. But he sold those shares off already back in the fourth quarter of 2020 for about $317 million. That means he took a loss. But hey, it seems that gold was not the business that Warren Buffett wanted to be in. And when we take a look at Barrick Gold, it peaked back in 2020 September with a stock price of about $30 per share. And currently it has been falling and falling ever since. And now it's currently somewhat around $19 per share. Now the reason why Warren Buffett bought gold mine company stocks is still a riddle to many, since Buffett is more into businesses that give value to society and that are meant for growth over time. Now gold on the other end doesn't really grow, and it just sits there. Now the question is, why is gold the safe haven for so many investors? Well, you have to see it like this. Gold has centuries behind it as the ultimate store of value. It is known as a safe haven, and it's quite stable and it's accepted worldwide. But then again, it's not that you're going to use your gold necklace as a payment method for your bowl of noodles, of course. But governments and financial communities regard gold as the building block of global money. And with gold stocks, you gain exposure to this safe haven. You also get dividend payment entities, because you also get companies that are creating shareholder value. Now I just want to quickly discuss two gold stocks. The first one is Barrick Gold. We all heard so much about it since Warren Buffett also invested in this company himself last year. The interesting thing is, each time there was a volatile stock market, investors seem to invest in Barrick Gold. And when we take a look at the stock prices of Barrick Gold, this is actually what happened every time again. Like when we take a look in the 90s, when we had the war on oil causing the market to crash, what happened? People invested in Barrick Gold. It rose from $8 to $30 per share. Now, the housing bubble crash back in 2008 went from $30 per share to $50 per share. And the pandemic of last year has made the price rise again as well. But currently, now that people are settling in, the price of Barrick Gold has fallen again from that peak back in September 2020 down to where we are right now. And the other gold company that is also interesting to mention in this case, so the second company, is Agnico Eagle Mines. Now it's a gold stock, and the gold stock that has a long history of paying dividends. And that is an interesting thing as well, because these days a dividend paying gold company is a certainly interesting thing. So why Agnico? Now I'm always wondering if I pronounce that correctly. Now these mines are located in politically safe areas, so it escapes the common risk of gold companies. Now the second reason is Agnico is the top quartile operator. That means its costs and efficiencies are extremely competitive. Finally, Agnico's cash flow are strong and fast growing. Now, in fact, in 2020, Agnico generated a record cash flow of over $1 billion. And this cash flow has driven large increases in the dividends. Now, for example, we got to take a look at this. The dividend has increased 75% in 2020, and this is a shareholders' value creation. Now, on the other end, Bitcoin doesn't have anything of this sort. No dividend payment, it's no safe haven for investors. While Bitcoin has soared its stock price, it is still pure speculation. Because the question is, can you safely invest in gold, especially in a volatile stock market? Now, gold doesn't work. Gold just, sits there and shines nicely. But the companies that do mine gold do pay out dividends. Now, ever since the housing bubble crash of 2008, the stock market of gold mining companies like Barrick Gold and Agnico Eagle have been going up and down. But I'll tell you this, it doesn't really grow over time. It's not that when you invested back in the 90s, all of a sudden you have a huge growth. So no matter what commercial you'll see or advice you hear on gold, it doesn't really matter on how long you hold on to gold. The value stays rather similar, it just goes up and down. So if you want your dividend payments, then buying gold companies might not be a bad idea. But if you want your investments to grow over time, then like Warren Buffett, gold is certainly not your go-to stock, no matter how good gold mining companies are doing. And yes, of course, your investment money goes into greater developments, maybe for more sustainable methods or so, but it's not that they will do something else than, mine gold. Now, since you got to the end of this video, how about investing in gold itself? Now, as an investor, you can invest in gold as a commodity through your broker, for example, or even buy gold through an index fund. And then, of course, you have even the option to buy futures gold options. But okay, if you plan to risk your money to put and call options, maybe do that with options and companies instead of gold. So if you plan to invest your money in gold, be my guest. But then again, I think it's a better idea to invest your money in gold compared to Bitcoin. As for Bitcoin, its future is uncertain. Stocks like Barrick Gold and Agnico Eagle, I'll just stick to that. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next time. Happy investing.